Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Got a ton to do today and a lot to show in the extended part of the video today in the private group. If you want to join that, go to daixrp.com. I think Patreon was having a little bit of an issue yesterday, but that'll probably be, usually those things are resolved within 24 hours, 48 hours, or after the weekend, I hope. If you'd rather join through YouTube, you can click the join button below any of my YouTube videos. If you're not ready for what I think is the coming bull run, you better get ready. If you want to do what I did and you want to get institutional grade custody for retail people like ourselves, you want to get an actual person you can consult with about your trades and whatnot and setting up trades and all that stuff, or your exit strategy. And if you want to actually have the liquidity to get out when the time comes, then you need to go get a Caleb and Brown account. They're my new affiliate partner. You can get there by, I created a simple link, xrpwealth589.com. It'll forward you right to my page, and then you click the sign up today. And also, the XRP Wolfpack is heading to XRP Las Vegas. We're only 18 days away. All you builders and developers out there, look at this from this company. It says amplifying frequencies at XRP Las Vegas. We've just submitted our applications to present the independent music universe ecosystem at the XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank pitch competition. This special event gives us an opportunity to showcase our potential of mass onboarding to the XRP ledger via traditional entertainment avenues and our global broadcasting network, which is IM Universe TV. Give them a follow. This is going to be cool, folks. And the guys that are running it, the Easy A guys, here's Dom. This looks epic. Excited to see you in Vegas. This is going to be really cool. XRPLasVegas.com to get your tickets. The market looks like Bitcoin is going up a little bit. It's almost 105,000. I'm all for Bitcoin pumping right now. Pump away, because you know what happens usually next. XRP's pulled back a little bit, 236. But this market overall is at 3.32 trillion, folks. There's money coming in. Now, where have you heard the term flywheel effect? This is from, I believe this was 2019 in Singapore, when the first time I ever heard the word flywheel associated with digital assets. And this slide here was put on the screen by Ripple at Ripple Swell. Flywheel effect. Back then they were saying we were here. I believe we are way over here at this point. Legislation, and it is on like Donkey Kong. Flywheel effect expediting move to go live, boosting with digital assets. Here's Raoul Paul.
Yeah, so for me, what's exciting, because I look at the world from a macro lens.
Yeah.
From a macro lens, we've got all of these massive debts that need to be rolled. And we hear the governments are having issues with trying to roll the debt. The answer we know is the printing of money. And the printing of money for us in crypto means number go up. When number go up, it drives adoption. So we bring more users into the space, more applications get built, more VC money comes in, and the whole flywheel of crypto really accelerates. So 2025 is a year where we should see acceleration of prices, acceleration of activity, new applications, new things happening, and that's what drives the number so much further than other markets. So it's always an exciting time when it happens, but we've got all of the noise around tariffs and all of the things, and it was like, oh my God, we're all going to die, the economy's going to crash, it's all over, it's never going to happen, no alt-Cs, never again, none of this. And my thesis is, just follow the liquidity which leads all of this. It's already pointing that the number will go up. Just be patient.
I tend to agree. Here's the Easy A guys. Be honest, who didn't lock in? These guys are major bullish. Then Trump tweets this: a very good meeting today with China and Switzerland. Many things discussed, much agreed to. Total reset. Where have we heard that phrase before? Total reset negotiated in friendly but constructive manner. We want to see, for the good of both China and the U.S., an opening of China to American business. Great progress made. Scott Bessent led the talks with China, and they're now ongoing. They were going on for 7 hours or longer. This is a great sign, and it totally flies in the face of reports earlier that talks fell apart because officials took a break. And then on top of that, I think Russia might be ready for a total reset too.
I'd like to reiterate that Russia is ready for negotiations without any preconditions. The hostilities are on. The war is raging, and we suggest to resume the talks that were stopped not by us. What is bad about this? Those who want peace must support this. And I would like to express gratitude for the mediating efforts on the peaceful track to resolve the Ukrainian crisis that is made by our foreign partners. I mean, China, Brazil, African and Middle Eastern countries, and recently the new administration of the United States also making this.
All right, you can see that the writing's on the wall. And then this on China.
I was moderating a panel with some of the key figures in the business and central banking world around.
And by the way, if you don't think that digital assets come into play with all of these tariff dealings, if you don't think that's part of the discussion, you hadn't been paying attention.
Digital currencies, of course, you can't talk about this topic without Bitcoin coming up as well. Now, what was one of the most significant things that came out of that panel appeared to be a change in tone towards cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin from the PBOC. Now, just to set the context here, in 2017 and 2018, China cracked down hard on the cryptocurrency.
Let me rephrase that. In 2017, 2018, China manipulated the Bitcoin market by pretending like they were going to ban everything. These people, they've been playing these games since I got in this.
It started to ban exchanges, banning initial coin offerings as well, which saw Bitcoin and others as speculative assets, and potentially something that could destabilize the financial system as well. Fast forward now to 2021, that thinking appears to be progressing. On the panel was Lee Bohr, the deputy governor of the PBOC, and I asked him whether the PBOC is considering changing some of the regulation around Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
The main role we see for crypto assets going forward, their main role is investment alternative. And as investment alternative, I think many countries, including China, are still looking into it and thinking about what kind of regulatory requirements, maybe minimal, but we need to have some kind of regulatory requirement to prevent speculative nature.
So right now, the current tough regulation will stand, but listen to the language. Lee Bohr, they're calling Bitcoin and other stable coins alternative investments. This really is what appears to be the change in tone and language. They're looking at ways to regulate that. No concrete measures yet, but this is certainly an area the crypto markets will be looking on very closely, given the fact that China could potentially become once again a key buying market if regulations were to change. Tanvir, back to you.
All right. This was always how it was going to happen. And then there's this.
Strategies. That's a tough one. I would say keep it simple. I feel like I say this every time I'm on the program, but dollar cost average, compound over time. You don't want to call a cycle. This is an exciting time. I think there's a lot happening in the Bitcoin ecosystem between the plethora of public companies. So you saw Tether and Cantor and SoftBank announce 21 Capital. BTC Inc. Also announced a new public Bitcoin holding company. The number of Solana-based strategy companies that are in the public markets now. So I think keep it simple. Buy yourself some Bitcoin, buy yourself some ETH and tier one alts like Solana, AVAX, and then buy out a long tail.
Man, they just can't bring up XRP. These guys are terrified. I'm going to skip this, but Tim Draper, if you don't have enough Bitcoin to keep your family going, you're being irresponsible. Remember, he holds XRP, but for some reason never talks about it. Security notice from Cointelegraph. Our X account was briefly compromised on May 10th, leading to unauthorized posts. Be careful out there, kids. Now this guy's got it. This guy's got it right. When I first saw this tweet, I thought that they were trying to say something negative about XRP. But don't forget, folks, you've never seen the real crypto market. The crypto market, as you see it right now, is a complete farce. It always has been, for one reason, because they intentionally let Bitcoin have a regulatory monopoly all this time, when they know full well all the deficiencies of Bitcoin. You have to ask yourself the question, why? Why would they do the Bitcoin, 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 and give it regulatory clarity while everything else is either being attacked or not, or being kept vague? Except they tried to do a monopoly for Ethereum, which we helped to crack that. But this
Bitcoin
guy's
just
right.
skyrocketed back to 100,000.
Look, what you're about to hear, this is the kind of thinking that the big money people are having behind the scenes. They know full well it's not Bitcoin.
People ask the question, what's the difference between Bitcoin and XRP? When you look at Bitcoin and XRP side by side, here's what you're going to see. Now, with the transaction speed, Bitcoin does take about 10 minutes to confirm. XRP takes about 3 to 5 seconds. That's a huge difference. So let's talk about the cost. When the Bitcoin network gets busy, it gets very expensive to send money. XRP stays cheap, even when it's busy. Bitcoin is mostly used as a store of value, many compare it to digital gold. That's why the transaction cost and the speed isn't such a big factor. Physical gold is also slow to transfer. XRP is made for fast international payments, cheaper fees, faster transaction speeds makes it make more sense in that capacity. Now, Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million. XRP has a lot more, 100 billion. Because of proof of work, Bitcoin also uses way more energy. XRP.
Now, one thing he left out here, yes, Bitcoin has fewer, 21 million. XRP has more, 100 billion. That's all relative anyway. The point is the fixed supply. That's part of the reason I came to this party. But XRP is burned on every single XRP transaction. So it started at 100 billion, and then it goes down over time with more adoption, and it accelerates with more adoption. More liquidity, more people using XRP, the more gets burned. So I ask you, which one is actually better to own from the scarcity point of view?
Barely uses it at all. Now, who's using each? Bitcoin is everywhere. Retail investors, banks, institutions. But XRP is specifically focused on banks and institutions. Let's talk about the price. Right now, go all the way back to 2018, XRP's highest price was right under $4, and Bitcoin was right under 18,000. And the lawsuit held XRP down for years. Based on today's Bitcoin price, XRP's true value should be about $13 to match that historical ratio. So while Bitcoin has gone way up, SEC has kept XRP down. But here's the interesting thing, is that recently Trump posted about crypto. He didn't mention Bitcoin, he didn't mention Ethereum, he mentioned XRP first. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse back in the spotlight. A lot of people are wondering what happens when this case gets dropped. What happens when the environment becomes friendlier to crypto and XRP specifically. Now, I want to be honest with you. I own a lot more Bitcoin than I do XRP, but I still strongly believe in XRP. I'm not trying to push XRP on anyone. I just really believe in its future. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts in the comments below?
I'm with you, man. Okay, I got so much more. I'm going to go into daixrp.com, which is the Patreon. Click join below any of these YouTube videos if you'd rather join through YouTube. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.